Welcome back. I'm here with guest Phil Giurlani, the president of the Historical Society, Amador County Historical Society, and we've been talking about the Amador County Museum, which is about to reopen in a few weeks, and it's about a month and a half. I don't want to panic yet, so I don't want to say a few weeks when you still have a month and a half. That sounds like a long time, but it really isn't. And you know, before we went to the break, we were going over some folks that Phil wanted to thank, and wanted to let you.
I wanted to make sure that I mentioned, on air, thanking the people that have been involved in this process, and it's been a year and a half, 2 years, and so there's been a lot of people involved. Leonard Williams, who did work on the mine model, is also redoing the sidewalk into the museum. Tom Onetto continues to do work for us. Several members of the Historical Society have been cleaning and just going through every room in the museum and organizing things and just opening up windows. And yesterday we had 8 or 10 people up there working at the museum, and it was you could almost see the museum coming back to life. You know, it was pretty gratifying.
When you have that kind of energy and that type of community, we're showing more footage of it. Just amazing schoolhouse photos and different areas of that building. When you stand outside, I walk my Butter. She's the star of my other show, and I walk her up in that park. It's always so nice and quiet, but you would never know that all that was inside the building, that it's all been kept intact for several years now that it's been closed, but to have all that still intact in there is pretty amazing.
Yep, and we're going through some of the different rooms here. There's a collection of soap figurines for people that are into soap figurines. Those are some old stamps, it looks like, or seals from probably Amador County seals, I'm not sure. There's one room up there that's sort of just the Amador County room, which has relics and artifacts that pertain particularly to Amador County governing bodies and that sort of thing. Italy surrenders. Oh, that shouldn't be in there.
I love that. We never surrendered. That's a fallacy. That's a myth. If you go to the fairgrounds, they'll straighten that out for you.
Yeah, or up to the Italian picnic grounds.
That's right. Yeah, well, we have a wonderful Italian picnic grounds area and a lot of Italian history. Being Italian, that's one of my favorite parts of Amador County history.
Another part of history that a lot of people don't know is that Dave Brubeck was born in Amador County.
Oh yeah, out in Ione.
And this is some baseball uniforms from a guy from Ione that played for the Yankees, Ernest Tiny Bonham.
Oh, related to the Bonham family.
Yep.
Andrea is my guest on Friday. Yeah, Dave Brubeck, he did a music video out there at Preston Castle.
And there's a roulette table you were asking about.
Oh, there it is.
That's in the gambling room.
Yeah. Well, gambling was obviously illegal because when you see those pictures, it's always a guy gambling at the roulette table, but he's always wearing a star. You know, it's like the sheriff or the police captain, doing the gambling. So you knew you're in pretty good hands. Nothing was going to happen. Yeah,
as long as you didn't get rowdy.
Yeah, that's right.
You could gamble, and we had a couple of constables at that time. I believe it was one of the Fagulhas and.
Well, this is interesting too. The Bottilia. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Boteas.
That's what Jackson was originally called when the building was built, probably in the 1850s.
Yeah, Spanish word for bottles.
Bottles, because of all the bottles in the waterways and all over town.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the old telephone system, I think, that went out in 1964 or 1968. It's displayed there. And I can remember as a kid, our number was 638.
Oh,
it was just a 3 number.
Yeah.
And these ladies that ran were the operators there, knew everybody in town's business because they could listen in on whatever calls they wanted to.
It's kind of like the Geraldine ring-a-ding-ding kind of personal operator who knows your business. Yeah.
This is out of the kitchen room that was just recently, we sheetrocked and repainted and redid the display in there. Hopefully Tom will show some of the wall area in there. And
how do you do the painting and the sheetrocking with all those things in there?
There's the old bathroom.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah, that is the walls of the kitchen area, the kitchen room that we just recently redid. And turned out very nice.
That's just amazing. Now, do you do a lot of different donor activity and fundraising for this type of thing?
There's Leonard Williams working on that sidewalk we were talking about a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Quite a project.
Yeah, I saw the concrete guys there this morning, yeah. But it must take quite a bit of funding. I know that you've had different types of donors and different types of funding that's come through, and are you still looking for more donors to help out?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that was me just doing some work on the cottage area, which is an auxiliary building to the museum, but is also full of artifacts that haven't been put on display yet.
Right. Well, I know that roof was quite an elaborate process, and that's how it all started, was redoing the roof and then realizing that the whole building needed a lot more work and retrofitting. And you were the perfect person to go in there and do that. The different types of activity now with the county, that was kind of a managerial work arrangement that you had. And now, is that changing now that you're moving into the operational phase, or how does it work with the county?
Our museum chair, Judy, and I met with two of the supervisors, Supervisor Plaus and Boitano, along with the county CAO this morning, and we're working on a management agreement that will describe how we will actually operate the museum once it's open, the days of the week it's open, the hours, whose responsibilities are what concerning maintenance and our policies. And we're going to have to put together a policies and procedures sort of manual that we will give to the county, and they can make sure that we're following the procedures correctly, so that there's no they know what's going on at the museum, and that should, that's the way it should be. That still belongs to the county, and the county needs to know that it's being operated correctly and things are being done in the proper way.
Right, you're entering into a completely different phase, which is exciting after all these years. It's an amazing thing when you start you start with a construction project, and you start about one particular idea, or you have one vision, to see this come full circle. That must be pretty gratifying to see,
Gratifying, and it's a little bit undaunting, because we have our office downtown at 148 Main Street, and we have a little bit of a problem manning the office, and the hours that we are open there, I think it's 11 to 3 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're going to try to open the museum those same hours. So now instead of needing 1 or 2 people at the office, we're going to need an additional 2 or 3 people at the museum. So we're going to be asking other organizations or just individuals out of the community to come forward, that if they're interested in working at the museum and just being there and keeping an eye on the place when it's open, and informing visitors of the different things that are in the museum. So a call goes out to anybody interested in helping with operating the museum to get in contact with the Historical Society. And
is it Amador County Historical Society.com or
.org?
.org.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the full Amador County Historical Society.org. And they can reach you through that website, and also on the office on Main Street. And always looking for good volunteers, and you can never have enough people to man those hours. It's going to be a challenge to get it all open. I know you have a lot of school groups going through in the older days, but now that it's going to be reopened, it's going to be a whole different operational.
Yeah, Georgia Fox continues to operate the mine model on the weekends, and at one of our last meetings, she said she has 300 or 400 school children scheduled to come through in the next couple of months. So,
all right, getting those tours through there, that's going to be a real challenge.
Well, yeah.
How exciting, though. I mean, it's just great for the kids to see and be proud of their history, and seeing it in an active model, and to be able to actually physically, go up there and participate and take tours, and that's fun.
That might be an interesting piece to go into the mine model and actually, I don't know, it's probably been done, film the stamp mill and the head frame and the miniature wheel in there while it's operating.
Yeah, no, I'm sure everything has been done with the TV cameras around TSPN. We have a lot of archives, but there's a lot of new stuff. We have a whole new military show and a lot of new programming that we're trying to get on the air now, which is it's exciting. Jackson has really got a lot of interesting history and a lot of different things going on. but we want to make sure that we invite everybody again to the opening party. And why don't you extend an invitation out? I'm sure there's a lot of people you'd like to make sure.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank TSPN for allowing us to come on and inform people about what's going on in the community. And then again, the Historical Society and a lot of the other groups that are involved with this project, the Wheels Committee, and we all would hope that people would come out from the community and celebrate what's been achieved and have a good time. There's going to be free hot dogs at the Wheels event, and just come out and enjoy your local history.
Well, people may not realize it, but I've been walking the dog up in that park, and that Amador County Museum sign has just been laying on the ground there, and I'm always so saddened, to have seen that over the years now, and to see the museum just coming back to life like anything. It's too early to give you a label, Phil, but preservationist, I would call you a preservationist. Your activity and your efforts are just truly remarkable in what you've been able to accomplish. Obviously with Teresa's and your experience there, and having it, transfer over to the museum, and to have found a role to partake in, and put all of your efforts and you put your backbone into that place. That building, as a metaphor, the backbone of that building physically is your energy and effort. And I'm sure people can really appreciate that, and you should be complimented for that as well.
Appreciate it.
And preservationist is the word. I'm going to use that for you.
Okay.
And we want to thank...
I've been called a lot of other things.
Oh, yeah, no,
too,
we're going to stick with preservationist for right now. And we appreciate you coming on the show, and we want to thank our viewers for watching. I think it's been very informative, and we want to welcome them to get out. And the date again on that?
It'll be the weekend of June 14th and 15th.
June 14th and 15th for the Amador County Museum. What a great new place to see reopen here in Amador County and Jackson. So please stay tuned, and thanks again for viewing.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.